Welcome back. If you've only just joined us, you're watching the Daily Roundup with Nina. In a powerful convergence of perspectives, we welcome a German student, Paula Fritzsche, representing CommonGroundz, and the founder of Black Society Namibia, Shatiwa Kaliteke, for an enlightening conversation around the complex legacy of German colonialism in Namibia. This dialogue is part of the CommonGroundz initiative, which seeks to foster understanding and reconciliation between Namibians and Germans. Together, we'll explore the historical impacts of colonialism, the role of art and dialogue in healing, and potential pathways towards a more equitable future. As we share insights and experience, this discussion aims to illuminate the past while inspiring collective action for a better tomorrow. Paula. Good evening and welcome. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm good,
That's
thank you.
Such a beautiful introduction.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. And I want to start with you, Paula. Ladies first, they say.
Yeah.
So when discussing, German colonial history in Namibia, which aspects do you feel are the most urgent to sort of address?
Well, this is actually kind of what we're trying to figure out with our projects. We're currently conducting a lot of interviews with Namibians. We organized this discussion round tonight in order to speak to as many Namibians as we can and gather all the perspectives and then find out how is Namibian life today still affected by German colonialism. And we want to document these answers and bring them to Germany.
Fantastic. Shatiwa, as I mentioned in my intro, you're the founder of Black Society Namibia. So just share the mission behind Black Society Namibia and how it contributes to confronting, historical injustices.
So Black Society Namibia is a platform that was created for artistic expression. So expression through art forms such as dance, music, poetry, fashion, and whichever art you feel is expressive to you. So we use the power of art to kind of connect our communities because we realize that when you approach people in an art form, they tend to connect with you better from a cognitive type of point of view. So then we try to address subjects that are kind of touchy by painting portraits that kind of tell stories, by having poets that reveal what happened in the past, but at the same time bridging that gap of misunderstanding between the black and the white society. Yeah. That's
beautiful. Well, I mentioned earlier, of course, that you're a student and that you're here from Germany. So how has your personal academic background shaped your perspective on Germany's, colonial past?
So we funded this together with 2 other students, and I think in our studies we all touched upon this topic of colonialism in some way. So Lisa Herr, for example, she studied history and now is specializing on colonial history. Vadim Marchenko, he studied psychology with a focus on also social psychology, which is also very important to understand how society works, how people are remembering maybe. And I studied international relation, where of course also like development politics, post-colonial structures are a big part of it. But we kind of founded it because besides our studies, we were never really taught about it in Germany. In school education, this is not really a topic. In the daily dialogue or also in political discussions, it's rarely mentioned. So we thought it might be a really important aspect to bring to Germany and to educate people about.
Yeah. I'd like to ask both of you this question. In your view, what are the most significant long-term effects of colonialism on Namibia today? Paula, what's your view on that?
Well, I think when coming here, the first things we saw are more on a superficial level. It's more like, seeing German products in the supermarket, hearing German names, hearing the German language even. But especially after conducting interviews and hearing how people talk about how it's still affecting their lives, you also look into maybe educational inequality and maybe also land issues that are still products of Namibian history. So we kind of want to dive deeper into this and gather more perspectives and have more opinions how it affects Namibians in their personal life, but also on a society level.
Yeah. Shatiwa, your 2 cents?
For me, it would be more in the direction of our culture, our heritage, our self-identity. Because when locals were separated, right, border lines were created. So this meant that people and families couldn't really sit around the fire anymore, pass down stories that were needed by the next generation. Like I mentioned, self-identity, because with self-identity, you have a better sense of navigating your way through life. You have a better sense of who you are, so this means you can create better, you can innovate, communicate better. So I'm more in the aspect of trying to preserve our heritage, because if we're able to preserve that, we can find a sense of self, and then also have our own foot in this world of saturated, like she said, substance type of culture, westernized type of culture settings.
Yeah.
So that's actually my standpoint, yeah.
Well, Paula, why do you think, open dialogue between Namibians and Germans is crucial for reconciliation? As you're saying, you're still uncovering, the depths of the impact of colonialism on this country. And there are certain tribes and groups, communities within Namibia who, to them, this topic might, still be a very touchy, sore topic.
Definitely, and I think there really is a lack of communication about it in Germany, but only if we understand history, then we can actually, reconcile in any way, or also shape maybe a future between the countries together. So we're really trying to reach a state in Germany where people are more educated about the topic, where they feel more empathy about this part of history, and then shape a dialogue not only between maybe governments, but also on a societal level between communities.
Yeah.
What initiatives or solutions, Paula, do you see as key to bridging the cultural and historical divide?
So I think there are a lot of possibilities to approach this topic, obviously, and we're more focused on maybe a community approach, not the governmental level directly, but more to, establish the dialogue. For example, we want to have a forum where we're showing the interviews that we're conducting right now, where we're actually letting Namibians speak, and where maybe we also reach the German youth, the Namibian youth, bring them together in some way, because those are going to be the future decision makers.
Yes.
And it's important to reach them. And then I think if we're thinking into the future, let's see how this project is going, because it's very young still. Yeah. We just started recently, but maybe there's even some kind of youth exchange possible.
Yeah. You're having a dialogue on this. Shatiwa, tell us all about it.
So Ms. Paula and her team reached out to Black Society, and like she said, one of our tiers is communication. So we sat down and had this conversation, and we're like, what if we actually invited people outside from us to actually also come have a say in this? And we decided to actually meet tonight at Vinyls, and we were surprised because a lot of people actually want to discuss this or hear about this or give their 2 cents or opinion. And like I told Paula before we came, this topic of colonialism is such a touchy topic because it involves issues like land, it involves issues like economic disparities, it involves a lot of taboo topics. And even as Black people, as Africans, I have a hard time speaking to my own people from within my community about these touchy topics. So we decided, let's break this barrier and all just sit down and without any judgment or without any opinion, just have open discussion.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Paula, any final remarks you'd like to leave us with tonight? Of course, as you said, the project is still in infant stages. We're looking forward to seeing the end product. But your final words? Yes.
So we have created an Instagram page. It's called _CommonGroundz, and then with a big Z. And we will upload some of the video snippets, we will upload some of the events we're maybe doing, and if anyone's interested in actually maybe participating in one of the interviews or wants to share something with us that we can bring to Germany, then you can definitely reach us there.
And I think we'll probably have a follow-up conversation after this, because one conversation is not going to cover it all.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure.
That's the plan, yeah.
Fantastic.
That's the plan.
Well, all the best for this evening, and thank you so much
much
for making time out to be here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
When we come back after this brief break, we've got more conversation for you, so do stay with us.